Do you own or rent your home? Sure you do, and I'll bet it can be hard work. You know what's easy? Bundling policies with Geico. Geico makes it easy to bundle your homeowner's or renter's insurance along with your auto policy. It's a good thing, too, because you already have so much to do around your home. Go to geico.com, get a quote, and see how much you could save. It's Geico easy. Visit geico.com today. That's geico.com.
A moment to celebrate what I felt this morning. And if you've been outside, you felt it too. Go outside. I'll tell you what, let's take a pause. Let's take a break. Let's not do the show just yet. You get up, whatever you're doing, pull over. If you're on the interstate, just go ahead and pull over and step outside and just feel it. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? It's football season. That's right. It's also, just a little, I know it's fake. I know it's phony baloney. I know that it's going to get hot again and humid, but just a little hint, a tiny hint of fall. I felt it, and you'll feel it too. So there you go. All right, let me introduce the players of the show, and let's get things underway. John Bird, he came back, and we appreciate him, all of his work on the board, making sure that everything that comes out of our speakers sounds as good as possible. Jason Lee is back there in the newsroom. We're going to gather him and get him in the studio just a moment from now. I need to talk to Jason about something. Slim Rob back in the traffic center, gathering those headlines of a traffic nature. And I'm missing some. My name's Matt Murphy, and there's all of you, your field correspondents. Let's see. We got Nussbaum over in the Weather Center. Who am I missing? That's Valerie! It's Valerie! I created this.
I know you have.
And I don't know what to do with it.
I think you just put it in the can.
It's Frankenstein's monster.
Oh, there's no stopping it.
Hey, Jason.
Hello, Jason.
Good
morning, John. Good morning, Valerie.
And Matt. Good morning to all of you. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you.
Yeah.
I mentioned, man, oh, man.
Think about what's happened this week. I was reflecting on that on the drive-in.
Uh-huh.
I was like, today is Friday, and I feel like it was a month ago, the whole Afghanistan thing, the debacle, and that was earlier this week.
I know.
Think about that.
Hey, I just drove by Autumn Bracey.
Did you?
She's on one of our monitors.
And for those of you that don't know who Autumn is, she's on CBS 42.
That's right. Pardon me, I squirreled myself.
Our TV partners.
Yes, and they're doing a story out at Brock's Gap.
Right.
I don't know what it's about, though.
I think it has to do with the interstate, the exit for 459, and that's a big old brouhaha. I think that's what it is.
They're trying to put an exit and entrance ramp right there at 150 to get on and off 459 on Shades Crest.
Are you for that or against that?
I don't know. I don't know where I'm at on that. I know that they need some relief of traffic over there on the other side of it. I don't know. I haven't thought. Haven't really thought about it.
Right? Do they need? I think down.
They say they need it.
I think that if they continue to build that way, build out and build, they're going to have. And I think that's what they're looking at the future.
Right. So they're trying to funnel all of the traffic that's going to Ross Bridge. The purpose of the exit and entrance ramp is to all of that traffic is currently getting off on 10. Exit 10.
Yes.
150. And funneling up John Hawkins.
Yeah.
And what they're trying to do is get all of that traffic to a different exit to alleviate that. And there you go.
Because it's getting a little congested in that area again because of all of the new homes and construction and things like that.
Speaking of congestion or lack thereof, I mentioned the weather. My goodness.
Oh, fabulous.
How about that?
Fabulous, darling. Fabulous.
Pretty
it was lovely going out this morning.
Pretty dadgum incredible.
It was.
Hey, I love the way that liberals are suddenly they're all about my body, my choice again. Have you noticed that?
On the Texas abortion?
They sure as hell aren't my body, my choice when it comes to vaccinations. But, when it comes to abortion, boy.
That's right. If it comes to vaccinations, it's not your body.
It's
the government's body.
We are going to get out of the way and let Jay St. Clair explain this for you.
Yes, because it's getting...
The role of the Supreme Court versus, and at 7 o'clock this morning, we'll get into that. I invited Jason Lee in the studio. Did you notice?
I see. Good morning, Jason
Good morning,
Lee.
Jason
Good
Lee.
morning.
How are you?
Doing well, thank you.
Good.
Glad to be here.
So here's the deal, Jason. It's been a hell of a week, and you've been in the newsroom for the last 3 days. Have you enjoyed it?
It's been great. It's been a return to, I found when I was in Alaska that was the thing I love doing most behind a microphone. Was doing news. The gravity behind it, having a responsibility to offer some local takes. That's something I think the local radio is going to always be about. So I'm glad to be doing that.
Well, we're glad to have you back in the newsroom. I mean, we miss you on the board. I mean, no offense, John. John.
His face.
You're right. I shouldn't have reacted.
Well, no, you, John, have a creative side to you that you're allowed to explore if you're not bound by the board.
You're beating me to death with that creative thing.
Right.
You figured out a way. You figured out a way. You're so creative, and what's underneath? But you suck at the board. But you're creative.
No, I have created the very definition of the Stockholm syndrome here, or battered wife syndrome. That because I'm being nice to John, and all John's thinking is something's up. Something's up.
Yep.
I will say he has improved on the board.
Thank you, Val.
Well, yeah.
There's been serious improvement.
Right. Well, if you're in a car, right?
This isn't going to be good.
Hold on. If you're in a car and the car, hold on. If you're in a car and the car's not moving,
see, I told you this wasn't going to be good.
right?
It's fine.
All right. You're not moving, and I tell you, you've got to travel to Texas, and the car's not moving.
Right? It's
At
not
all.
Right.
It's going to take you a while to get to Texas.
Yes, it is.
And if
It
the
might
car
take you a long time to get to Texas.
and if I tell you, okay, now you can go 5 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Well, now you are moving.
No, I'm not really.
Right? You are. That's a lot better than zero.
I am skipping along.
That is a lot better than zero.
This is wrong on so many levels.
Everything's relative, right?
Right.
He said it's better than
Where
zero,
are we
John.
at now? If we're driving to Texas, where are we? Right. I like, speed wise, where are we at?
Or location wise?
Well, both.
In the middle of
Yes.
hell, Mississippi. We're going 22 miles an hour through Mississippi.
Oh, John, you don't deserve that, do you?
What
No.
is all right,
No.
Jason?
You're more like 45.
I'm gonna put
like
Jason
to
on.
Louisiana.
Great. One of these days, you'll get up to his age. One of these days, Bert will drive his age.
Well, I already am. It's 35.
Oh yes.
I
there.
I can't even lie good.
Oh man. Oh, I got to tell you guys a story about something I told him about somebody on TV.
No, you cannot. You may not tell that story.
I
You're
told
going
Bird,
HR again.
I told Bird that a television personality that will go nameless, a younger television personality that we're going to see next week.
Yes.
I just slipped in there, just general conversation. Oh yeah, and then she's coming in next week. Blah blah blah. Yeah, it's my understanding she likes older guys. And as soon as I said it, his eyes.
Next subject.
Anyway, I know you, Jason. I know you've got to get back to the news.
I do.
What is your favorite news? I mean, not favorite.
Yes.
But what is there any news story that stood out to you in your first 3 days? There it is. He's on the spot. No, nothing. Boring.
No, not that.
I think it was the
There's
Katie.
been-
I think it was the Katie Britt story.
The Katie Britt story was really interesting because we haven't heard a lot from her. I mean, she's been on the show, but Mo's getting all the attention, nationwide and even locally in the advertisements and everything. But so it's good to get her perspective, although it was very much the same as you would expect from Mo. So I did a story on her coming on the show and offering some hot takes, essentially, she gave, where I think it was really great because what I haven't heard a lot from Mo is what he would do differently if he were in the Senate. And she kind of addressed that a little bit. So it was good for her campaign to get out in front of that and say, here's actually what I would offer, not just I back Trump and the Trump agenda. Here's what I think the role of the Senate should be in crises like this. And so that was definitely a good, fun story to do.
Well, here's what I want to tell you, that if and when we have these political figures on, I want you to feel free to, because you're coming at it from a slightly different perspective than we are, right? Ours is, opinion-based, And we have that nature of a conversation. But if you have any questions, just feed them over here, and we'll ask those questions and get them answered from a news perspective.
Absolutely. And my role is for the audience to synthesize it all themselves. I want them to hear essentially the answers, the raw declarations from these candidates, and for you, the audience, to say, oh, I like that. Here's what I think.
Second.
Or, no, I don't like that. And then they should respond to that candidate directly.
Wait a minute. Is Jason Lee saying that he's going to report and let the audience decide?
I think that's what I just heard.
And
that's always my plan.
That's an amazing thing.
It is a good slogan.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody should use that.
Yeah. CNN.
No, CNN.
Take a hot tip from Jason.
Right,
do
no
like
doubt.
Jason,
No,
and you will be fine.
Be more like Jason Lee.
Right.
No, there's no doubt. Hashtag never CNN. Their motto is, we'll tell you what to think.
That's exactly right.
All right, so get back in the newsroom. Get to work.
Great job,
good
Jason.
story
Great
coming
job
up,
this
guys,
week.
on school COVID numbers. They did a Facebook Live yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I've got all you need to know from that coming up 6:25. Listen up.
Very good.
There
Thank
you go.
Jason.
About 12 minutes from now, we'll get
solid right there.
some hot headlines. 545-9950. We'll also take your telephone calls as we begin First Amendment Freestyle Friday. We also call it Friday J. That officially starts at 7 o'clock this morning with Floyd's iTunes Roulette ongoing. There's just a tremendous amount going on Friday. A slightly heavier news day. Normally we lighten it up on Fridays with the Texas abortion case, which has, the political left is going bonkers. Bonkers. It's an interesting bill. And Jay tipped me off on a couple of aspects of this yesterday. He fed me a few texts on this and said, well, look at this and look at this. And I did a little reading on it last night. The manner in which it's been constructed is intentional in its effort to avoid legal challenges.
This is going to get interesting. Lots to talk with Jay about.
Because there's nobody to sue.
Yeah. Who do you sue?
Right?
Right.
And if you don't have standing in court to sue, then you can't get into court. And if you can't get into court, you can't get it to the Supreme Court. It's an interesting aspect of this. So we'll continue breaking it down as predicted by us, Valerie. You,
yes,
me, and the audience. Joe Biden, his handlers,
yes,
the White House,
right,
and the national mainstream media, they've just forgotten Americans in Afghanistan.
Yep.
They just have forgotten.
His focus today will be heading to Louisiana. He is trying to move the narrative. And I understand all of that is a serious situation in Louisiana, Mississippi, what's
especially
happening in New
Northeast,
Jersey and New York, right? They had
46
I think it's 40. We may be up to
40
46.
something, yeah.
Yeah. That's just incredible. That is absolutely.
People drown in cars. There was a man that got his wife out of harm's way and then eventually drowned in his car. I mean, just awful.
It is awful. So, anyways, Joe Biden is headed to Louisiana to assess the damage there, and I guess do what he can to help them. Unlike what he did for Americans in Afghanistan,
It is
left them there.
It is an absolute tragedy.
I pray for the people of Louisiana that the president does what he says he's going to do.
Yeah.
Because he certainly has not done that in many situations.
All right, so we've got that breaking down for you this morning. We'll get your calls as well. It is a First Amendment Freestyle Friday on Talk 99.5, where you'll find 13 hours of live and local conversation. Alabama people talking to Alabama people about things Alabama people care about, like the early traffic situation, which I think is good. We'll check in with Slim Rob in just a couple of minutes. Your calls as well as we get underway. It is Matt and Val, Talk 99.5. Just look behind the glass, Valerie. Look how excited John is. Look how excited he is that it's Friday and that he's failing at his job by not playing the Friday song. Look how happy. Oh, look at him.
He was really excited about playing this song. He was so laser focused on iTunes Roulette.
Like, iTunes Roulette, we're going to get Jason Clear in studio.
I was jumping ahead.
Hey, go ahead and pot that down. Go ahead and pot. I got this.
Thank you.
Go ahead and pot this down.
I'll be over here.
Okay. You need to put that back into iTunes Roulette.
Yeah, just roll it back in.
Roll it back in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like that didn't even happen. And find the Friday song because we are going to get inundated with those of you calling or on social media telling us that their morning is not started out right because
I've
we
ruined
didn't.
everybody's
Because
morning.
Yeah.
Yes, I have.
Almost.
You can fix it.
It's close.
You can fix it.
John, it's amazing how the Friday thing worked, right? And don't huff and puff on the radio. Don't huff and puff on the radio.
I'm sorry. I wasn't angry. I was just nervous.
I hear you in there. You tell me when you're ready. It's amazing what this Friday song has done. The turn.
Oh yeah,
Right?
It's huge.
And I get a lot fewer complaints from men now that I have directed them to Rebecca Black's Instagram.
Yeah. It's all good now. Game on.
Good Lord.
Right. Oh,
I mean,
you just play away.
Just whatever you want to do.
Right.
Just-
Play that song, Matt Murphy.
She can sing through that nose all she wants. We don't mind.
All right, I'll fix the computer.
All right.
Oh, it was the
What? Stop!
Yeah, that was playing
Bird,
from another
I'm
player.
trying to help you.
Okay, hold on.
You are killing
I've
it.
reconfigured
Oh.
the computer. Okay, and I think it's going to work.
Oh, he's got both of them playing together. This is
My Friday
a
is ruined. I've
disaster.
ruined everybody's
All right,
Friday.
this is your. There we go. Last chance.
We started playing this song, 10 years ago?
Yeah, it was about that.
Everybody hated it.
Hated it.
Hated
Like, this is the biggest
it.
piece of garbage song ever.
And now, you know what it signifies? You know what it symbolizes?
Oh,
Oh, come on. It symbolizes family fun. It symbolizes getting out and about.
it symbolizes a 3-day weekend.
A 3-day weekend this weekend. And we want to thank all of you weekend warriors. You doctors, nurses, EMTs, police officers, firefighters, convenience store workers, restaurateurs.
We love you all.
We love you all. All of you that make our weekends as fun and lively as you do. God bless you. We thank you. Happy Labor Day weekend. It's Friday.
Friday, gotta get down on Friday.
It is a moral imperative to get down on Friday, according to Rebecca Black.
Friday, gotta get down on Friday.
Go to her Instagram. This song takes on a new meaning. Yeah! Yeah. Well, I mean, what a lyrical genius this one was.
right.
Partying, yeah. Partying, yeah. Fun. I mean, that is.
And it's being played right here.
I mean, it's like Lennon and McCartney wrote the damn
Exactly.
thing.
That's
I mean,
what I was thinking. Or
Bob Dylan wrote that song.
Dylan.
It could have been Bob Dylan,
Oh,
but
no.
no.
It's Friday.
Oh,
Gotta get
gosh.
down on Friday. Fun.
I think he could pull it off.
yeah, I think you could do that one. We remake it with Bob Dylan singing it.
All right, here's the story that you need to know to talk about around the water cooler, okay? All right, we know Afghanistan. We'll delve into it. When Jay gets here, we'll talk about the Texas abortion case, the bill signed into law, not struck down. Oh, my God, the Supreme Court did not strike it down. This is anti-constitutional. This is just an affront to the Constitution of the... Here's a hot tip for all of you constitutional scholars. Roe v. Wade is not a part of the Constitution. It never has been a part of the Constitution. Nothing in the Constitution talks about abortion. Nothing.
Yeah, but they want it
Okay.
to be part of the Constitution.
I know. But here's the real meat and potato story that you and I need to be talking about around the water cooler. The government of the United States of America has solved all of our problems,
Again.
or at least almost all of them. Apparently, all of the problems are solved because now they're tackling McDonald's ice cream machines.
Oh, gosh.
Have you seen this?
What a fiasco. Yes, I have.
The Wall Street Journal is reporting that the Federal Trade Commission is looking into the constantly broken ice cream machines at McDonald's.
Why? Please find something better to do. Come on, for the love.
We'll delve into it during the 6 o'clock freak hour. Nothing will tick you off more. Why can't I have my fake ice cream?
Right. I need some more of that yumminess.
Yum. You know, I like this song even more now because now with every note's like a nail in the coffin of John Bird's career. Every note.
iTunes roulette underway.
Look, John, I pick on John a lot, but let me tell you, Valerie, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, everyone makes mistakes. John's just better at it.
I'm good at something. Yay.
545-9950. 545-9950 is the telephone number. We'd love for you to be a part of the show. Now, on line 4, it's a First Amendment Freestyle Friday, so you can really call about anything. You know, Monday through Thursday, you can call about anything you want to.
Right.
But on Friday,
It's
Valerie
a little
and
more
I,
special.
We commit to acting interested. Whatever it is. It could be the most, like, John, think of the most boring topic imaginable. Not you.
Me. I was just ready to see. I'm programmed.
And we'll actually act interested in that subject.
Joe Biden.
Right. You know,
Like that.
Joe Biden. Oh, I am interested in Joe Biden and when he's going to keel over. Poop.
Oh.
Not like that, but you know what I'm saying. Not like permanently.
We knew
but
what you meant.
We all got it coming, kid.
That's exactly right.
But on line 4 is a reminder. Now, I don't know if this is why she's calling, but I have a letter from a law firm posted in my office reminding me that I still owe Amelia ice cream.
You do.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're not going to be taking her to McDonald's, I guess.
I guess not. That ice cream machine is
It has to be where she wants to go.
Well, of course.
Yeah, it's of her choosing.
I owe her ice cream and perhaps a Mrs. Beasley tea party.
Oh, that will be joy. Fun.
Last time we spoke to this young lady was at the Jawbone Jam. It is the one and only Amelia.
Hey, Amelia.
Hello.
Hey, Amelia.
What's up?
Nothing. I wanted to talk about that yard sale that Matt's having.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah. I'm having a big one.
It's going to be a big one.
I'll have some ice cream.
You better now that you said that. You better go get
We've got
yourself-
ice cream.
Okay.
Yeah. What flavor? What's your favorite ice cream flavor, Amelia?
I would probably say either cotton candy or vanilla.
Vanilla.
I like the cotton candy, too.
Well, I like that. That one is that's an exotic flavor, and then good old
well,
vanilla.
And you can mix the two.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, what about my yard sale, Amelia? You want to come buy something?
Possibly.
Mm-hmm.
My mom needs your address. Under the yard sale.
Okay. I don't know that he's got any toys, Amelia, but I might bring some to the garage sale. I might have some goodies.
I've got some things that Amelia might enjoy.
Yeah?
Sure.
You think so?
I've got
what do you got?
Well, I've got a beautiful solid steel 1946 Hobart fan.
A fan.
Yeah,
what do you
antique
think
fan.
about that, Amelia?
My
You
one
want
and
a
only fan.
Maybe.
She's being nice.
She is. I got a scuba tank. You want to buy my scuba tank?
I know my mama would like it.
Does Mama scuba dive?
She wants to.
Well, okay. I can outfit her with a wetsuit and a regulator and the buoyancy vest, whatever she needs. I got the whole kit and caboodle.
And then you can fill up the tub, and she can just get right in there.
Right, or the pool.
Hey, Amelia, I will. I'm going to obviously my yard sale is going to be up on Facebook soon. It'll be up on my Facebook page, and if you're not doing Facebook though, I can get John Bird. I'm over in Helena in the Royal Grove subdivision. I'm at 120 Royal Gala Drive. Nobody come to my house today though.
you said a mouthful right there.
Nobody.
Yeah, no one go to Matt's house today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Except for Matt.
Oh well, that's right, and Erica, and my dogs. Hey, I would love to see you tomorrow. I really do have some ice cream, so
Slide on by.
come on by.
Okay. Have a great weekend.
Okay,
And
you
get
too.
some Dairy Queen too.
Oh yeah, there's a Dairy Queen right down the road, and what
yeah.
I'll do is today, Amelia, I'm writing it down. I'm going to swing by Dairy Queen. I'll grab a cotton candy blizzard, and I'll get some vanilla ice cream, and then I'll put it in the freezer. Okay?
Okay.
All right. I hope to see you. Don't drive on your own.
No.
You're not.
That's funny.
You might want to get
I
mom
need
or
your
dad.
address. See her.
I wonder maybe we should ask Amelia's mom or dad if they're aware that they're going to a
might want to hide
yard
the car.
sale tomorrow.
Might want to hide the car keys.
Oh, she's tall enough now. I think she could, put a couple of phone books in the
sit
seat.
there and she'll be fine. Yep.
All right, 545. Yes, there is a yard sale happening tomorrow, and this is not Swap Shop or Tradio, but it is. It's something Valerie's going to participate in.
I believe so.
What level
I
of
can let go of some.
what
just a
level of
few
participation remains to be seen?
That level of participation might be very low, but I'm hoping that I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez. Oh, gracious.
It's a struggle.
It is a struggle.
Struggle's real.
It is.
I mean, there's just some different attitudes about. I mean, no,
Time to
look,
get
I
rid
love
of this.
she who I love above all others, but she's
What is it about that? What is it about people that don't like to? You haven't touched something in 10 years. You probably are not going to, but there's that little hint of you might.
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay. If I haven't touched it in a while, and I know that item I'm not going to be using is collecting dust in the garage or the attic, I am good to let it go.
There's a lot of sentimentality that goes on. There's a lot of nostalgia, which is a type of depression.
But I mean. Oh, no.
I mean, it is. Nostalgia is a type of depression.
There's bags of clothes in my attic. There's bags and bags of clothes, and I've donated some of those to different local charities. But at some point, you got to get rid of some of this stuff.
Well, you don't, and there's a show about it, right?
Right.
So, I mean, and that's what perhaps it leads to. Although I cannot watch Hoarders anymore, and I'll tell you why. Because it's not about hoarders anymore.
No, it's about
sick, dirty people. It's about mentally disturbed people that are filthy and lazy. As I would define it, a hoarder isn't necessarily just filthy. But I guess in their effort to find them, those are the type of people that family members are alerting the show to. Originally, they did several shows. They did a show about a woman in New York, in Manhattan, in an apartment. And
those are small apartments.
You walked into that woman's apartment, and it was organized. It was not dirty.
Probably a fire hazard.
Floor to ceiling.
I've seen that with my own eyes.
With little pathways.
Yes, I've seen that.
Oh my goodness. That's a sickness.
Yeah. I had a friend whose grandmother was that way, and she lived in Tennessee, and we went up to see her, and I said, this house is going to burn. One little strike of some match. Mm-hmm. It was newspapers and magazines stacked from floor to ceiling with, just as you described, a pathway from the living room to the kitchen. And I said, one little thing that sparks this whole place is going up in flames. And it was a lot of, I want to go to Walmart and buy things that I don't need. I've already got 50 of them, but I want to go buy some more.
Oh, they're on sale.
Right.
Right.
You've got 50 of them already you haven't used. They're still packaged, and you're going to go buy some more of them. And it was some of that as well. And I said, this is very dangerous. Very dangerous. Mm. But that was how this person lived.
Joseph writes in and wants to know if the Elvis painting will be for sale.
Oh, you're not going to sell that, are you?
Probably not. No. I have two. I have a velvet Elvis that is currently above the throne in the master bedroom, if you know what I'm saying. In the master bath, I should say.
Yes.
And then I have the one at work. Although Joseph inspires in me, maybe I should go over to the storage facility and get the record albums. So here's the thing. The reason that we have the number of think about the number of storage buildings that we have in Birmingham alone.
Yeah, there's a lot.
A lot.
There are a lot.
There's a reason for that. Because people can't let go of stuff, and they need somewhere else to put their stuff. I am reminded, we've talked about this before, a fabulous feature film. I believe it won the Academy Award for Best Film of the Year, called American Beauty. Kevin Spacey's in it. Great movie. Annette Bening, if you've never seen it, go watch it. Hard to watch at the end, tough at the end, but tough. And there's a scene in the movie where, Kevin Spacey's kind of going through a midlife crisis, and he bought a Camaro and blah, blah, blah. And he, at one point, looks at his wife and looks around their house and says, this isn't life. This is stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
And there's a difference. Now, no one is begrudging anyone from living well and living nicely and buy the things that you get enjoyment out of. When I cleaned my grandparents' house out, and I've related this, you old school listeners will remember. I went over every weekend for about 3 months. And it was me alone, and it was so incredibly, I cannot describe to you how emotionally cathartic it was. Mm-hmm. Because it was deep. I was cleaning their property. I was getting their property ready to sell, but I was saying goodbye to my grandparents.
Mm-hmm.
And
you got to do that over a period of time.
An extended period of time.
Yeah.
And they lived in that property for 43 years on the property on Earl Street in Thompson, Georgia. And my grandfather came from the Depression era, and they did not believe in throwing things away.
Mm-hmm. And I understand that. I can understand that you went through the Depression and what happened during the Depression,
Mm-hmm.
and that is a result of what you do now. You don't throw things away.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
But we're to a point now where people haven't been through the Depression, and they still are doing that.
Right. Because they learned it maybe from their parents. I don't know.
Maybe so.
Well, I go through all of this stuff. Valerie, I mean, when I say we don't throw things away, some of that is out of sentimentality, or maybe we're going to need it later.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Right.
But some of it was, I don't know if you'd call it fear. My grandmother kept her bank records. I found bank records from before I was born.
Wow.
I mean, but you know what? But here's the thing, though. Got to be careful. You know what I also found in the midst of those bank records? A letter, and this was, I'll choke up. My mother had brain cancer when I was 5 years old, and she had a malignant brain tumor. They removed it. She was able to live another 25 years, and unfortunately, the last 10 or 12 in a assisted living facility, but because of the radiation treatments. All that to say is that I did not know, when I became an adult, I became aware that while I loved my mama dearly and she was able to communicate, and we lived together in an apartment near my grandparents, and she was a great mama, I knew that I never knew her before the tumor.
Yeah, I gotcha.
And I was told that it did change her in a certain way. And, you know, in the midst of a mountain of Bank of Thompson bank statements,
yeah,
I find 5 letters that my mama wrote to my grandmother before I was born and before she had brain surgery.
Wow.
And you want to talk about bawling. You're sitting in the middle of a hot house in the middle of September by yourself, reading your mother's voice, hearing your mother's voice for the first time in a real way.
Yeah.
So in our effort to cleanse our lives, hold on to the things that are cherished and dear.
Sure.
And get rid of the Walmart crap.
Oh, absolutely.
You know?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And my grandfather, God rest his soul, my mother's dad, when I was in college, we used to correspond, write letters back and forth to each other. I have a whole album where I have taken every one of the letters that he wrote. He hand wrote them, and the envelope that went with it. And to this day, I still have it. And that's one of those things I will always cherish, is those letters from him.
The cool thing was, and this is kind of how it goes, and I hope it goes this way for you, because it's pretty cool, right? So you take those things in your life, and let's boil it down to what truly is special.
Condense it down.
What truly is special. So
right.
I had 3 piles. I had giveaway, I had take home, and I had throwaway. That was the 3 piles.
Yeah.
So there were, very little that had any monetary value. My grandpa had some guns, and he had some other things like that. But so I took the take home pile over the months, and I put it all in the basement, and I didn't deal with any of it while I was cleaning out the house.
Right.
And if I wasn't sure whether I wanted it or not, I took it home.
Right.
And it took me a year in that basement of just slowly but surely, one day I would go down and I would I don't need these canisters. They don't mean anything to me. They're old. And I would set that aside, and I sold a bunch of that stuff to an antique dealer. But eventually you pare it down over time, and you're left with those things that matter.
Right.
And it's so intriguing to me. Maybe it's just my warped sense of whatever, but what those things are. They symbolize something that they're not. They symbolize my childhood. They symbolize my grandparents, and it's just a mishmash of little trinkets or whatever.
Right.
And it's just neat what becomes heartfelt and special.
Right.
To you.
What's important to you?
And it ain't stuff that's just stuff.
No. The old magazines, the old newspapers. I don't know. There may be one or two.
Yeah, I mean,
I
sure.
have one that says snow in Miami. I think it was, 1970 something. I still have that. Why is that important? I don't know.
I do. Because it reminds you of your
childhood.
Yeah, right. I mean,
there's
your
only
parents
a couple of those. I don't have a
right.
lot of that kind of stuff, but I have occasional,
Yeah, I mean, because
when the Elvis stamps came out, I've got a book of
There you
Elvis
go.
stamps. I don't want to ever get rid of those. Don't ask me why. I probably should give them to a huge Elvis fan.
It's just, I don't know.
It is funny.
The mind is an interesting.
What you
is
keep.
a very, very interesting. The things that we choose to keep. But here's a hot tip, though. From Murph to you. Go through your old photo albums, people. And when you go through the photo albums, gather your family. Do this as a family event this weekend. Go through your photo albums, okay? And if nobody in the room recognizes the person in the picture, throw it away. It means nothing. Yeah, but I think that was great. And no, nobody cares.
Knows.
Nobody cares.
No.
Nobody. I mean, I'm sorry, but it's true. Nobody.
You could write their name on the back
Nobody.
with an arrow.
Who's Gertrude? Back in a moment. It is Floyd's iTunes Roulette in progress. Jay St. Clair in just a little bit. Your telephone calls all morning long, 545-9950. If you want to come to a yard sale, there's one going on in Helena tomorrow morning, bright and early, 7 a.m. No early birds, please. Thank you. I've been told to say that.
Yes.
I've never had a yard sale.
Yes.
I've never done this before.
Well, you may have somebody sleeping in a car in your front yard.
Well, I don't
overnight.
have that. Trust me, my stuff is not that great. Trust me.
Well, you don't want to say that either because you want people to come to your garage sale. You know what I'm saying?
I don't own anything that's worth spending the night for. I do. Oh, I do have
What's
this.
the biggest item you? What's the
largest?
The
in
largest,
size?
most expensive item you're gonna probably.
Okay, so we've got. All right, just to run down the list. Why not? I've got a teak like dresser.
Nice.
That there was I had to do a small repair on one of the drawers from the inside. I had to put a little L bracket in there because the drawer kept popping off.
Right.
So there's a little repair there, but that nice piece. What else?
Is the pool table staying? The pool table
The
staying?
pool table is 1971 Brunswick, and we're not allowed to talk about selling that. Although I probably wouldn't want to.
No.
I've got 1, 2, 3 bookshelves.
Okay.
And
bookcase,
bookcases. I've got a lot of clothing items. We've got a Christmas tree and 2 smaller Christmas, a 7-foot Christmas tree, 2 smaller Christmas trees, some Christmas ornaments. We've got some, nicks and knacks, and we've got 2 stools, like bar stools. I've got another dresser. I've got, now it's coming back to me.
Here we go. It's rolling now.
I got some suitcases. I got pantsuits, coat suits. I got tan made by hand. I got bicycles. I got 10 speeds. And for any of this, you come to 120 Royal Gala Drive, Helena, Alabama, 7 o'clock in the morning, and we're going to sell that.
You just turned into Carrie Adams.
Okay, bye-bye.
Hey, guess who's coming up?
Hey, it's Jason Lee. First News.